Time is ticking to get out there and vote before Super Tuesday comes to a close. Polls close in less than an hour at 7 o'clock. Despite the presidential primary and some key local issues, voter turnout has been pretty low. News 9's Cameron Joyner is live with a look at what experts say is the reason for that.
Carl, as we know, Super Tuesday means Oklahomans are joining more than 14 other states in voting to select a Republican and a Democratic candidate for the 2024 presidential election. Like you said, despite that big ticket item and some key local issues, we've seen pretty low voter turnout at polls like the one behind me. And I spoke with a local pollster to find out why.
Both are so far ahead, so there hasn't been a lot of activity.
As Super Tuesday winds down, former President Trump has a clear lead against Nikki Haley in the race for the GOP nomination. And President Biden remains the Democratic frontrunner without any serious challengers. Kyle Loveless works with WPA Intelligence, analyzing poll data. He says the lack of competition could be the reason for a dip in voter turnout here in Oklahoma.
Rewind back to 2016, when it was a wide open primary of different presidential campaigns, you had a little bit more activity.
Additionally, data he shared with News 9 shows another trend shift in the 2024 primaries.
What we've seen so far in the early voting is something that goes counter to what conventional wisdom has been.
He says traditionally, Oklahoma Republicans are wary of early voting and absentee ballots.
Primarily, Democrats have seemed to be the party that embraced non-traditional voting, whether it be in person or mail-in balloting.
But that's not the case this cycle.
In-person and absentee voting that just concluded yesterday, according to the state election board, Republicans are dominating.
The GOP makes up 53% of Oklahomans registered to vote and 68% of the voter turnout prior to Super Tuesday. I want to go back to some of those key local issues that voters are going to be seeing alongside those presidential primaries. One of those is in Norman. Voters will decide on a new 25-year agreement with OG&E. The previous agreement expired in 2018, and voters rejected the 25-year deal last year. In Canadian County, voters are deciding on expanding the Sunday hours for in-person alcohol sales. Meanwhile, Logan County residents are voting on extending a current sales tax. That would fund improvements to roads, bridges, operational costs for the county jail, and funding for the county's 14 fire departments. You have just under an hour left to vote. If you need to find your nearest polling location, head over to the state election board's website. Live in Oklahoma City, Cameron Joyner, Oklahoma's own News 9.
Interesting insight on the turnout. Cameron, thank you.